going on. And I honestly, I'd go into every one of these interviews blind. I don't know anything about you or your dreams, so I just like to talk to people a little bit first and find out where you're coming from and what you got going on. So what would you have to say about what you do?
Well, I pray with people, for people. I do counseling. I write books, poems, a lot of different things. And I podcast. I do ministry. I speak. The ministry goes beyond just speaking on a Sunday. So I'm a supportive person. I'm an expressive and creative person. So a whole lot of things can be said, but we don't want to confuse the people. So we'll leave it at that.
Well, I think that, the first thing that popped into my head when you say I do ministry work is exactly what you then followed it up with, that it's more than just preaching on a Sunday. And I thought we might get into that a little bit just because of my own fascination with it. What does it really mean to minister to people?
Minister literally means to help. And so I help. I happen to have a high social justice consciousness. So I help on an individual level to connect people, understanding, whether it's about racial justice or some other kind of community concern. And so I teach, I teach about spiritual principles and spiritual practices. And so I guide meditations, a number of different things to connect community with spirit and the individual with their own spirit.
Very nice. Yeah. That's something I've always found. I mean, we're coming from different places in some ways. So I'm in what I would describe as an agnostic atheist. This doesn't mean I'm an anti-theist. Like I believe, the agnosticism is like, I don't know, but I don't follow a specific religious tradition. So I'm kind of a student of all in the symbolic sense. That's kind of where the wizard thing comes in, is like understanding the breadth of human experience from different perspectives as much as I can.
Well, if you were going to categorize me, then you could call me a New Thought minister.
Okay.
And a New Thought minister literally honors all faiths. Okay. So there isn't really any scripture, derived from ancient wisdom that I will not use. Right.
Yeah. That's definitely where I'm coming from too on that, in terms of, I appreciate the value of all those different traditions. So yeah, when I say that, people think, oh God, another atheist guy, he's going to give me a hard time. No, I'm, very much lately, I wouldn't say more fascinated by, but more appreciative of the biblical stories and their value and what they're trying to say. And what I try to do in my dream work is, if you're coming from a place of being a very devout Christian, Catholic, say specifically, that is where we're going to look for your answers in the dream space. Like, cause that's the thoughts that move your mind in your sleep. But I was also connecting it back to the idea of, ministering to people. And it's, kind of how I maybe formulated in my mind, is the idea of walking it like you talk it. It isn't just saying the words on a Sunday. It's going out there and being with people to help them do the things they need to do to make their lives better. It sounds like you're doing that. You're walking the talk.
Yeah. Faith without works is dead, right?
Yeah.
That's scripture. That's direct scripture.
It's very true. It's very true. You got to do it. I think I posted on some social media somewhere, like I was inspired by something. It was a biblical quote, I think, but it was like, worship, what you do is what you worship. That idea struck me as very powerful. It's like, it's one thing to say it, but what you do is actually what you believe, so yeah. I'm impressed with myself.
I guess on some level, because there's people that do jobs that they don't worship just to have a job.
This is true.
It's not the job that they worship. Maybe it's the paycheck that they worship.
Yeah. And doing things for the right reason too. Maybe it's the ability to provide for their family that they worship, and they enact that worship by doing a job they don't like because got to feed the kids, keep a roof over everybody's head, So there's a lot of different ways to look at it, but I'm tremendously respectful of that too. And people who do, we all got to do things we don't want sometimes. And, if you're doing it for the right reason, sometimes that can be okay.